Welcome to the channel. This is Go Greddy and welcome to the GT7 2022 Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup. It is round number 7 tonight. We are at the Temple of Speed. We are at Monza and we're in the Group 3 cars. I am in the McLaren. Can I choose the right tire strategy to put myself on the podium? Stick around, check it out. All right, I slowed this next part down because it happens really fast when you jump into a lobby. It brings you into the lobby, I guess, by your ranking here, and you can see it's filling it up. Then it's saying it's connecting to the server down at the bottom, preparing race, connecting to other players. I never seen it before because it happens so quick. I was curious what happened, so I thought I'd slow it down for you. Great looking lobby, by the way. A lot of familiar names. Let's get on to qualifying. Qualifying, again, very important in what I do believe is a second split lobby here. And if we look over here, I am struggling a little bit on my qualifying times. I'm just a little tense. I can kind of feel it everywhere. So I'm braking right there after the 150. Got to put it on the sausage. Just missed the other sausage. Now watch me roll in the throttle here. Trying not to spin out the car as we come out of the chicane. Keeping it tight on that inside line. Going to brake here after the 150 at that driveway before the 100. Going to eat sausage there. Going to eat some more sausages right there. Greddy straddling sausage left and right. You got to do it if you want that good qualifying time. Here, try to brake in late apex the turn. Missed my apex by about a half a car length. No good there. Broke a hair late right there. Wasn't quite on the gas early enough coming out of the second Lesmo. That's going to cost me down this section of the straight. Going to brake here after the 150, just before the 100, and after that driveway, let it roll past that first part of the chicane, getting in full throttle, coming through the rest of the Ascari chicane, and try and carry the speed past the 150. Braking there after the 100-meter board. Going to put it down on the inside. Going to roll the throttle until I feel the grip, and then really get on it. It's going to push the car out wide here. You don't want to get too far over the left and get in that cramp over there on that left-hand side. That's going to spin you out. Going to avoid that. Come across the finish line with a 147.006, and that would be good for qualifying position number 5 as we start the race. So looking at my current point total, my lowest counting score is a 271, surrounded by a 239 and a 265. So I need to beat that 239 and that 265. So when we count 3 rounds, my point totals go up. And look at that kaboom operator livery, looking beautiful in this gorgeous day here in Italy at Monza, a historic circuit. Now, I don't know if y'all have ever raced the old circuit on the original ACC, but it was a lot of fun. So if you haven't done it, suggest you give it a go. All right, so race starts off here. I'm going to brake here just before the 100-meter board. Don't want to murder the guy in front of me at the very start of the race. Turn 1, always sketchy. Now, as I'm coming out of turn 1, I notice immediately that the front pack is just skedaddling off. I'm like, wow, they had a really nice chicane. Now, I look there, and I'm like, man, they've already pulled a 1.1 second gap, and, well, behind me, they still have my slipstream. So I'm keeping a close eye on that because there is tire strategy here. You got a choice between the hard, the medium, and the soft. Soft, if you take them, you're going to have to switch them about halfway. Mediums, you can make it go the distance, but it gets pretty sketchy there at the end. And the hards, well, the hards are going to last the best, and, well, you don't have to really worry about them very much at the end. Very, very steady pace throughout the race. I have opted for the hard tire strategy, as you can see down there. Now, as we head out the second Lesmo, I look at the time, and you can see all of a sudden, big gap forming between me and the car behind me is what happened. Ariel went wide coming out of that second Lesmo. Almost takes out P7, actually does take him out, spins him off into the wall, and that creates a gap between Greddy and the pack that is running behind me. So that gives me an opportunity to settle into the race, kind of let the nerves calm down a little bit. Got a nice big gap behind me. And honestly, I'm believing that the front pack is on mediums and or softs because I'm not that slow here. I mean, they're going to pull away from me, but they are just really leaving me in the dust as I'm heading through these corners. I can just see them getting the traction and pulling out. So heading down into corner number 1 here on lap number 2, coming around the other side. And, well, what do we have here? You guessed it, a Greddy pass. But what happened? Well, as we're heading down towards turn 1, we had some side-by-side action from P1 and P2. P1 down on the inside, which is going to turn to the outside. P2 not giving him a whole lot of room. Drives the P1 car off the course. He does a pirouette. Comes back on, and Greddy picks up a free spot. Now, you see there I got a 1.9 second gap to the position 5, who was previously our first place contestant here in this race. And the question is, how fast can he run old Gretty down? I did do a 360 on those tires, so he did put a lot of wear on him. But if he is on a softer compound, it's not going to take him too long to catch back up, because those are about 1 second, maybe 3/4 of a second lap faster than the racing hard tires. As I come out of the second Lesmo, I look down at that time, and it is dropping dramatically, and I had a pretty darn good exit coming out of that second Lesmo, and I was pretty much convinced at that point that he was on a softer tire. So when he had the opportunity to send it on me, I wasn't going to fight it. I was actually going to try and help set it up to lose as little time as possible, because this is a long race. It is a tire strategy race. I got to work that strategy. On to lap number 3, that gap has been cut down to 0.5 seconds from that 1.7-ish, I believe it was, a lot earlier. And I'm seeing the writing on the wall here, but I'm not gonna slow down or anything just yet. I'm gonna keep plowing forward, keep pushing, trying to keep my lap times up. I'm gonna let him catch me. And when I finally feel like he's in a position where he can really make a pass, I'm gonna give him the old signal. So as we come out of Ascari, I'm looking pretty good. I actually build a little gap on him here. He's a little squirrely coming out the backside. So as we head down into the final turn, he's going to have more grip here in the turn. As I head down towards the apex, you can see he's pulling in on me. And as we come out the other end, he's able to get on the gas just a little bit sooner and really start to, run me down. So you can see that the gap between me and him just decreasing quickly as it's down under 2/10. And you can see I throw the right turn signal. I'm like, just go down the inside. I'm not going to fight it. I'm letting him know he can take that corner. I'm going to brake just a little bit early. I was going to let him even slide a little bit over to the left, but we make it through the chicane without even the slightest bit of problem. Now, I do notice he has a half-second penalty. That's really not going to be much of an issue. He's going to easily make up that time. So on to lap number 7, and he has pulled away and moved on past yet another driver. But as we're coming out of his car, we see a yellow flag, and what has happened? The GTR of Oberdan coming through Ascari gets loose, coming out the other side, spins it out and into the wall. The big green monster eats him up, and as old Gretty comes scooting around the corner, well, there he is off to the left, and we get another Gretty pass. So up into P4. I will absolutely take it. And now on to lap 9. You see there the leader pitting on the soft tires. So I was right. He was indeed on the soft tires, but here he comes out of the pits. Can't cross that white line or he will get 3 seconds, which allows old Gretty to beat him to corner 1. Now that doesn't do me a whole lot of good, as he is on fresh racing soft tires and I'm on some pretty worn hards. Now as we come out of the second Lesmo, he is going to really put it on me here. So I put the left turn signal on. He gives me the flash of the old headlights to say, thank you, sir. And I'm just going to let him scoot down the inside. As we're on lap 9, we got almost 8 laps to go. I'm not going to be able to hold off a GTR on fresh soft tires with me on half race worn hard tires. So we let him on through. I'm going to try and hold on to his slipstream as long as I can, trying to pull me up towards the no stoppers on mediums up front. On to lap number 10, again in Ascari, coming through, just rolling in the throttle, taking my time, but trying to maintain speed. We get another yellow flag as Sylvester in a McLaren is coming through Ascari, gets onto the curb and can't get it to turn in. It spins out there on the other side of the curb. Then he hits the grass, loses it, and has a meeting with Barry R. But then he parks it in the middle of the racetrack. And as I'm coming down, I'm like, please don't unghost. Oh, and yet another Gretty pass. So up into P3, and now I've got 5 seconds to the leader. Can we catch him? On to lap 13, we've got it down to 4 seconds, and I'm starting to catch up to him, and I'm kind of looking at the time, not really paying attention. I break out the 50, I go deep into the grass, and total brain spasm. That's right, mind blown. We get sent through the shadow realm, come out back on the track. Luckily, it didn't set us too far back. However, that big, nice 11-second gap I had and the 4-second gap I had to the leader just totally flipped. Now I've got a 9-second gap to P2, and that gap to P4 behind me decreased quite a bit. But no big deal here, as on the final lap, I was able to pull away from that P4 driver. Not able to catch up to P2 as it was just too much after I made the mistake there at the chicane. And, well, we take home a podium at the Temple of Speed. Boy, Gretty is always happy to do that, as I do love Monza. So it's always a good night when Gretty can stand on the podium and wave to the crowd. And we take home 283 points, so able to beat those previous points that I needed to. And while it was a good race, I do wonder, did I do the right tire strategy? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'd be curious what your opinion is. Hope you enjoyed the race. Hope you enjoyed all the action. If you did, hit the like and or subscribe. Come back, check out some more. For myself, Go Gretty. Y'all have a great evening.